सोच में सकारात्मकता लाएं, जीवन को बेहतर बनाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। मनोदर्पण के काउंसलर से परामर्श पाने के लिए डायल करें टोल फ्री नंबर 844-844-0632। नंबर एक बार फिर सुने 844-844-0632।
Namaskar and a very warm welcome to all the viewers in today's live and interactive session of Sahyog. My name is Pradhan and on the screen here is sign language interpreter Sonal Sidhu. Sonal, warm welcome. And again welcome to all the viewers in today's live and interactive session of Sahyog. As you all know that our Sahyog and Paricharcha sessions are brought to you by Manodarpan as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan as an initiative of Ministry of Education for psychological support and mental well-being of viewers, students who are connected with us. You all are watching us this program on PM Evidya channel number 6 to channel number 12 along with official YouTube handles. These are NCERT official and NCERT PM Evidya class 6 to class 12 YouTube channels. In that half an hour we are going to discuss the topic self-care, self-love and self-respect, pillars of positive mental health. So this is going to be very informative session, and if you have any query or doubt regarding this topic, we have various medium to connect with us. First, note down Manodarpan counselor's number that is also flashing on your screen, and number is 844-844-0632. You can also make a call on our IVRS number, that number is 8800-440-559. We have a dedicated mail ID for Sahyog session and ID is sahyog.ncert@cret.nic.in. And viewers who are watching this session on NCERT official YouTube channel and other, so live chat box option is there to drop your comment and queries. Time to meet our today's esteemed guest of panelists. Let's welcome them. We are joined by Ms. M. Pottiyammal Snega, practicing counsellor. Ma'am, namaskar and a very warm welcome.
Warm welcome, ma'am.
Let's welcome Dr. Deepak Kumar Pradhan, Regional Institute of Education NCERT Mysuru. Namaskar sir, आपका भी स्वागत है.
नमस्कार मैम.
We have a definitely interesting topic, self-care, self-love and self-respect. What are these? So, my question is for you, Ms. Snega. So, ma'am, how do they contribute to positive mental health, self-care, self-love and self-respect? What are these terms?
Okay, that's actually a good question, ma'am. So, like before we start up, like what is self-care and self-love and self-respect? So, when we say a mental health, till now we have been coming across mental health is something related to an anxiety or stress or depressions. See, but this is self-care, the self-love and the self-respect. It acts as the basic for the good mental health. So coming to the aspect of the self-care, so these three act as one of the pillar to the good mental health. So when we say self-care, as the name implies, so it is like caring for yourself. So where you do a daily maintenance in order to go up or boost up your internal mental well-being. So these three things act as a pillars for your better mental well-being. So in order to see in depth of this, so we'll go on with the next slide. So yeah. So as I told before, as the name implies, self-care means it's about caring about yourself. Apart from the daily maintenance, it is also like action that maintain in order to maintain your physical, emotional and mental well-being. See, when we say like self-care, no, so some young adolescents, they are not not enough to take care of themselves because they think it's like a waste of time. Generally, self-care generally doesn't need a long hours or much more time. It's just a small changes in order to a better shaping of yourself. So as like scientifically it is proven, When you keep on make your brain work on without rest, your attention span or your concentrations or your sleep cycle gets affected. So to take rest or to get divert from your routine, the self-care is as very important. There are like so much of self-care we have been working upon. Just some of these being listed over here. So it's like getting enough sleep or being like proper, having like proper nutrition and hydration and doing physical exercise at least a day. In a day, at least a 2 hours or a hour or a hour, half an hour, which is comfortable to us, can be done. And also like relaxation and downtime. So when I say relaxation and downtime, it's not like something you do a relaxation like scrolling Instagrams or something. It's not something like that. So you just relax and be like being mindful about your own actions and give the thoughts, like introspect yourself. So what are the things that you want to improve on it, and also seek help whenever you need. When there is something is not known, you can gain knowledge from the other persons also. So we'll go now move into like self love. Like what is self love? Next slide. So yeah, coming to like self love, as this is also same as like name implies, self love is something you love yourself. So you accept yourself with kindness and compassion. So though you do mistakes, though you're not perfect, you love yourselves without having any expectations. We call it as a self love. So when there is something you want to improve on it, or when there's something you feel you're not perfect over, so this self love will enhance your select your opinion on it or your worth of it. See, when I say self love, in the aspects of young adults, we generally things like mark is being define your worth, or your comparison is your constant, or your mistakes your criticism. So generally works on these basis. But when you do like self love, you challenge these thoughts with kindness, and in aspects of there will be like no harsh judgment over this. And coming to the aspect of like self respect is something where it helps to prevent the emotional exhaustion and people pleasing behavior. So where you stop pushing and start protecting yourself is known as self respect. So aspect coming to this aspect, like how it's being connected. Next slide. Can I have the next slide? Yeah. So as it mentioned over here, attitude, action, and boundary. See, self-care, we call it as a action. So why do we call it as action is you do intentionally to do some activities. So we call it as there over a action. Coming aspect to self-love. Why it is being attitude? So why it's being attitude? It's like you are knowing your own worth and you are loving yourself without any judgments or without any without any pointing out mistakes or something, or you without criticizations. Coming to the aspect of self-respect, it's a like boundary. As I told, you stop pushing and you start protecting yourself. So together, when you work on this, it gives you a emotional balance. See, why do I say it is an emotional balance by combining these three years? If you miss any one of these, you will not will gain a full circle. It's like kind of like a half circle that is left out of the another circle. So why do I say it's a like all three are interconnected is, see, when you're doing self-care and you're not doing self-love, then means you're doing a routine but that doesn't have any meaning of it. But the coming to the same aspect, you are doing a self-love and you're not doing a self-respect, it's like it is leading you to people pleasing behavior. And as the same way, when you're doing a self-respect and you're not doing self-care, it leads to burnout. So it is somewhere works in the circle form where it's all being an interconnected. It is not work as a separate function. It instead work as a system that is being interconnected. So can I have the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, see, when I say positive mental health, no, how these three connected to positive mental health is, you will have so much of like mental health like problems, but that is not being addressed. See, when I say positive mental health, it doesn't mean it's absence of stress. It is like how to handle that stress effectively. See, when you follow these three things, you can reduce your anxious or you can reduce your burnout, or you can also reduce your thoughts that is being keep on shifting. We call it as the racing thoughts. So as the name implies, racing thoughts, the thoughts will be shifting very fast from one thought to next thought. So in order to stop that racing thoughts, by practicing these three will be a very good options. And also that will help you to develop a good resilience. So and also will help you to not to go to the stage of burnout. And this will overall, this will give a something, a relaxation to physical aspect as well as to the mental aspects. So when you value yourself, when you care for yourself, or when you know when to set your boundaries, your mental health actually naturally grows off. You doesn't need a much requirement or much effort to put upon. The small change in your daily life can really bring you the mental health to the upper level, or to improve your mental health level.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your informative words. Really, it's true, when individuals care for themselves, value themselves and respect their limits, mental health naturally improves. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks once again. And we move on for next question. Dr. Deepak Kumar, how it is important in today's time for adolescents learner?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please proceed.
Really, it is very important. Before going to my questions answer, I want to wish to all of you a happy new year.
Thank
to
you
all
so
the
much,
viewers,
sir, and
those
wish
are
you
viewing
same.
this particular wonderful program. My co-partner already explaining to all of you how it is what exactly the self-love, self-care, and the self-respects. Now, just I want to say to all of you how it's playing an important role basically during adolescence time. If you're going to opening any individual's life, they're crossing 3 or 4 major stages like infancy, childhood, adulthood, and adolescence and adulthood. And with regard to this, just I want to say to all of you, adolescence is such a wonderful period of our life. Some are telling it's a golden age of the life. Some are technically telling it's a teen age. And some psychologists, they're telling this is an age of full of stress and full of strain. Really, this is a time to think about the self-love, self-care, and self-respect to themselves. Let's go to clarify the concepts with some positive points. I want to say to all of you some good points which give you the best answer why it is important for the adolescent learner. Protecting the mental health in a high pressure world. Dear friends, just I want to say to all of you, this day right now, we all are facing the mental health crisis. While I'm talking about a healthy mind, that suggests that mind should be free from irritation, anxiety, frustration, and tension. I know if one adolescent start to think about himself with regard to, he can think about himself to take care, the self-care, the self-love, and self-respect, definitely they can exist, they can survive, they can work effectively in this high pressure world. That's why I'm telling it is more important for the adolescent learner. Let's go a little bit to find out how it is more important. Let's go to the another 2 or 3 points. Dear viewers, I hope all of you know for the progress of the life always depend upon positive mindsets and the growing mindsets. And our youth, our adolescents, they should have that particular positive mindset and growing mindsets. The success and the failure of the positive mindsets, the success and the failure of the growing mindsets always depend upon self-care, self-love, and self-respect. Now the question arises, what exactly the self-care? We are the generation asking to others, have you taken food? But we are the generation never asks to ourselves whether I am taking the food or not. That's why while you're thinking about the care, remember, if you want to take care your mental health, care your physical health, take care your social life, and care your personal life. And if you're doing this, your personal life is balanced and your social life is balanced, no doubt, definitely you are in the way to the growing mindset.
Absolutely.
And growing mindset is required for the success of the society. Again, I want to say to all of you why it is important for the adolescent learner. Really, it is important for the effective communication. While I'm talking about effective communication, the communication normally refers to the process of sharing the idea, thought, attitude from one person to another person. And if you look the concept little bit, there's intra-communication, there's intercommunication. The success of intra-communication always depends upon your self-respect, your worthiness. While you are speaking something else, you should have a self-respect. That is known as the self-worthiness. If you determine your self-worthiness, your communication, your voice is going to have impact upon the other audience. That's why I can say to all of you, these two importance. While you are communicating, you can consider our self-worthiness in terms of our voice. That's the thing I want to say. Again,
Thank
I
you
want to
so
say to
much.
all of you, support the academic encouragement. So for the academic progress, how the academic progress depends upon this particular self-love, self-care, and self-respect. While we're in the class, normally the students, they're facing a lot of trouble. I can tell to all of you the peer pressure, which is highlighted by the new education policy. Peer pressure, really it is the thing. And if you are having the self-respect and self-respect, self-love and self-care, you can handle the peer pressure so nicely and adjust in the classroom so nicely. Again, just I want to say to all of you, today's adolescents, tomorrow they're reaching to the adulthood life. And the adulthood life always depends upon the adolescent's life. There is a sentence, as your adolescence, so your adulthood life. And during adulthood life, so many things is changing rapidly. That is your physical domain, that is your mental domain, and that is your personal life and social life. Surrounding us, whatever is there, they're changing like anything else. And during that particular time, we should have give a cross question to ourselves. Who am I exactly? If I want to take care, what I want to take care. If I want to love, what I want to love. If I want to respect, whom I will to respect. That's why I can say to all of you, those are the adolescents' time, they should always address these three questions to themselves if they want to survive in an effective manner. Again, I can say to all of you, without self-care, without self-love, without self-respect, nothing is going to happen to the adolescents. And as a human beings, as a human society, these three terminology really very important. This much from my side, ma'am.
Thank
And
you
I
so
thought
much.
it is well.
Yes, and your words are really insightful. That was too meaningful
ma'am.
in today's manner. Thank you so much for your words.
Thank you.
Self-care, self-love and self-respect, definitely pillars of positive mental health. We have next question for you, Ms. Snega. Ma'am, how adolescents learners can practice these in today's competitive and fast-paced schedule?
Okay, actually that's a very good question, ma'am, because in the face of like adolescent right now, doing these three things are mandatory is a mandatory, but which the adolescents actually fail upon. So that's actually I think is a very good question. So initially we'll be going upon like how to practice like each one of thing detailedly. So coming upon the like how to practice like self care, as I told in the previous questions, when you go and ask to the adolescents, so do you practice like self care or something? So the very first answer would be like they don't have much time, or they need like so much of hours they need to spend upon to the self care. So it is not something, self care is not spending more time or more hours on it. It's just a, as I told her as like before, it's just a small change that's need in a daily maintenance of your life. So in order to practice a self care, the very first thing is to do a maintain a basic routine. As when I say it's a basic routine, it includes all your hydration part, even your sleep, even your meals. When I say meals, it's not like taking like getting up on like 12 o'clock and eating your breakfast and eating your lunch at midnight. It's not something like that. So you follow a correct proportion of the food and as well as the time. So when do you eat and when do you not eat? So it's like differentiating upon. And also like take short breaks. So when I say like short breaks, somebody people will be studying like too much hours, then take a long hours. So it is not something. If you're studying for like 45 minutes and you just take break for 5 to 10 minutes and then continue studying. So because when I say break, as I also like scientifically, when you work, your brain is overworking like without rest, your attention span, your concentrations, everything will be falling upon. So whatever you're reading will not be able to recall upon. So you just take a break between the study sessions. Also limit the screen time and social media to avoid that overload. See, when you what happens, when you keep on scrolling Instagrams or Facebooks or YouTube shorts, so what the emotions you're facing through will be different, because each reel holds each emotions. So when you keep on scrolling, your emotions keep on changes, and your attention span moreover goes over down. So when you again come and start from the initial steady phase, there comes a gap where you can't again come and sit up and again start from the scratch. So in order to maintain that good like self-care, make sure you're limiting your screen time, and at least engage at least in one enjoyable activity daily. So it can be anything. So like for example, if I like a dance to do it, so I go for something which I'm most enjoyable activity. So that comes as I told, act as like a physical exercise, maybe physical I'm active when I go to dance or something. So if you're like willing for to go for swimming or skating, or in being, or if you want to be an athlete, it can be like anything. So which is applicable to you, you can actually enjoyable do that enjoyable activity. And if you're not comfortable with any of the identifications like how to do, or I doesn't know whether am I going in the right path, you can ask help from your teachers, or you're from parents, or you're from counselors like who are like overwhelmed or something. So, and moreover, coming to the teachers or parents, these young adolescents, they'll be like focusing on the peer aspects. So, what your friend follows, you will also have an idea. Can I also follow that? So, you can get an insight from it, and you can reconfirm with it whether that will that be working for you or not. And when I say like, why do I put in the slide? It's like a remember part, because to the young adolescents now, for them self care is something like kind of a laziness. So I want to tell you guys that self care is not a laziness, it's actually a mental maintenance where you will gain some kind of relaxation, but not in a single day or not in a single week or 1 week or something. All you need is a consistency in order to maintain that mental maintenance. So can I go to
Thank you
next
so
slide?
much, ma'am. And that's a true line. Self-care is not laziness. It is mental maintenance. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah, Dr. Deepak Kumar Pradhan, we have next question for you. Can you quickly describe us what challenges might learners face while practicing them and how to overcome them?
Yes, ma'am, exactly. This is a time to address. Whenever we comes to know the self-love, self-care and self-respect is required for everything. But while you're going to practicing, lots of trouble is coming. And I have personal experience, I will share here also. Everybody knows, we know we need the self-care. We know everything, but we are not able to take care. What's the reason behind it? Let's go try to explore what are the challenges in the way while the adolescents learner, they're trying to doing this activity, but they're unable to do this activity. Let's go try to explore. While I'm talking about this particular things, one more point is coming to my brain, that is one of the major challenges, the academic pressure and time constraint. While I'm talking about adolescents learner, they're crossing their secondary, they're crossing the higher secondary stages. During that particular time, all the adolescents learner, they're having multiple subjects. And nowadays I observe all the adolescents learner, they're having a mindset, the progressive mindsets. They're never thinking about self-love, they're never thinking about the self-care, they're never thinking about the self-respect. Rather than they're giving a more focus upon their academic activity. And while we're asking why you are not sleeping at the right time, the answer is coming due to the lack of the time. See, I don't need a successful child. I need a healthy child for the formation of Vikasit Bharat. That's the basic motto I want to share. Again, I want to say to all of you the another challenges in the way of adolescents learner, why they are unable to achieve it. The another biggest challenge is their peer group. If you are opening the new education policy report, peer group is getting a due respect. Now the peer group is one pillar for the best learning. They are also recognizing. Nowadays the peer group is also recognized as the major aspect of assessment process also. And nowadays the students are completely imbibing with their peer group. Peer group impact is like anything else of the students. They always thinking about their friends. But my friend is done this activity. My friend buying this particular car. My friend's doing this, but going to tuition this particular things. My friend is going 5 times tuition for getting the IIT and so many things. The competitive attitude.
Dr.
And they never
Pradhan,
thinking
request
about
you to wrap up with the concluding remarks, please.
yeah. They're never thinking about their one personal life. That's why just I want to say to all of you that is also the another challenge. Again, I want to highlight in this particular platform the lack of self-awareness. How many adolescents learner, they know there is a term self-love. They know the term to love to others. They never ask to themselves. I'm giving the same example. Without asking to themselves whether I take the lunch or not, they're asking to others and giving a text to others, have you done your food or not? But my thought is here I'm sharing, till now the adolescents learner, they don't have the awareness about the self-love, about the self-care, about the self-respect. While you are telling to them self-love, self-care, self-respect, they're giving a single tag, the selfishness. No, I am telling, if you want to be selfishness, first of all, you should be selfishness towards you or the adolescence learner. Again, one more thing I want to share, another challenge is also telling the emotional overloaded and stress. During adolescence, lots of emotional imbalance is coming to the student's life. That emotional imbalance they are unable to share to others. That emotional imbalance killing to they're not loving to themselves rather than they're loving to others. I have a live example I'm sharing. One example which is happening before 2 to 3 days. One small student, one adolescent learner cutting his own hand like anything else. Then we come to know why it is happening. Then the challenge is coming, that is the emotional overloaded. And see how it is a challenge in the way of self-love, self-care and self-respect.
Wow, that's really wonderful, sir.
While the child is killing to himself or herself, think about these particular things. Again, I want to say to all of you, the another challenges in the way of self-love and self-care and self-respect that I want to say to all of you, the negative talk. In our surrounding,
sir, please
having a lots of successful story, people that never speak about the successful things. The people always telling the negative things. Go to the village life. Go to the village belt of India. Or some of the parents I observe.
That's really true. And it's a time to stay in front of mirror and say, I'm doing my best, and that is enough for today. And thank you so much for your wonderful words. We are joined by Miss M. Pottiyammal Snega, practicing counselor, is with us, ma'am. Thank you so much for your wonderful words.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
really want to thank you, Sir Dr. Deepak Kumar Pradhan from RIENCERT, Mysuru. Sir, thank you so much. Thanks once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
Thank you,
namaskar.
ma'am. Thank you.
In some minutes, we are presenting on channel number 6, 9 and 12 NEPA NCSL session, and the topic for today is leading transformative changes in school process, a journey of PM Shri Government Senior Secondary School, Badran in Himachal. And really want to thank you, Ms. Sonal, to interpret this whole session. My name is Rajan Rajput. Time to take leave. Namaskar.